Y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Tara Shackelford, and I own an adventure company outside of Big Bend National Park too, called Hidden Dagger Adventures. And the closest big city would be Midland, Odessa, which is about 2.5 hours north of us. So
Great.
Thank you.
All right, Lily. We just need you to unmute. Should be at the very bottom on the far left. Or are you on a phone?
It's like she might be on the phone.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, you can just put it.
I got it.
There you go. Okay.
Sorry. So I am Lily Gonzalez. I'm from Fort Stockton, Texas. So we're about an hour from the Midland, Odessa area. We're right smack dab in the middle of, if you're going to either El Paso to San Antonio or San Antonio to El Paso, we're right in the middle. This is where they stop for gas and stuff. But I own a salon, and I've been a hairdresser for 27 years now.
It's very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Oh, great. And then Lourdes is online, and I think you all met her last week. Bliss, is this your first time meeting Lourdes?
It is, yes, yeah.
Okay.
I was happy,
Well, great.
happy to meet her. Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, I'm happy to turn it over to Bliss Coulter. We're a little more informal sometimes on these than other events since we've already met once. But Bliss will just tell us a little bit about her and she will take it away. As soon as we give her access,
Well, while y'all are doing that, yeah, I'll just introduce myself. And it's funny, I think I had the opposite problem of what someone else on here had. Suzanne, I believe your camera was too dark. Well, mine, right, the whole time I'm in my office, and about the time I do this is when the light wants to hit my face. So I am so sorry about the cascading light coming on. But if I moved all my screens, it would be disconnected. But anyway, it is so nice to meet everyone here. Bliss Coulter, President and CEO of the Women's Business Council Southwest. So I just wanted to kind of start, more informally too. Who has ever heard of a woman-owned certification, or you might have seen the logo woman-owned, or the National WeBank brand, Women Business Enterprise National Council? Just show of hands, or you can use the little tool on the toolkit. Has anyone heard of a woman-owned certification and what that is and how it can leverage your business, or even seen the logo maybe on the back of chips or anything like that? All right. Well, yeah, I got one. Tara said,
yeah. I saw
two hands. Okay, we got our work cut out for us. All right, let me share my screen for you all, and we'll just dive right into it. And give me just a moment here. Okay. Can y'all see what I'm seeing?
I see it.
All right, perfect. Let me get into presentation mode. There we go. Okay. So we are the Women's Business Council. We are the national certifier of all women-owned businesses. And so I cover the Southwest territory. That's what you see in the map in red. So we have 14, what they call RPOs, regional partner organizations, all across the United States. So this woman-owned certification is a national certification. So whether you're living in Midland or you're living in, the Big Bend area, or wherever you're at, you can go and do business in any area. But you would just be certified through whomever you are in their region. So we cover Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and Arkansas. So that is a women who have a headquarters in that specific geographical footprint, rather, that you're seeing. And so it's Texas down to Austin, I should say. And then there's another RPO that covers the Houston and the south part of the territory. So in ours specifically, we have about 14 or 1,500 certified women-owned businesses. So you may be asking yourself, what is a certified woman-owned business? Why is it important to me? Why would I get it? Because I would be asking myself the same exact questions. So basically what that is, and you might have heard it maybe more on the news more than anything lately, but a lot of corporations, so our members are half women business owners, we call them WBEs, and the other half are corporate members. And so they have, the corporations and public entities have a vested interest that they want to do business with small owned businesses, woman-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses. So, for example, let's say DFW Airport, they're building their Terminal D or E, I believe they're on. And so let's say it's a $58 million project. They will have a percentage of their spend, 20%, 30% of their spend, saying, we are going to support small women-owned businesses. And that's when they look to folks like you all to provide whatever it is, a service, a product. And so that could be anywhere from pushing the dirt to building the terminal, all the way up to bakery goods on the planes, and everything in between. So if you've been to one of the DFW or the DFW airport lately, you've probably seen a lot of, what do they call them? ACDB stores in there that are woman owned. And so what that is we are here to plug in and connect corporations with women-owned businesses. So that's one model in which that we use. The corporations come to us and say, hey, I'm looking for a certified woman-owned business who does XYZ. I want to bring them into my staff to, offer them massages. I need a bulldozing construction company. I need baked goods for the airplane. I need, whatever it is that you all probably already get requests to do. So that's what they're looking for. And we have a big membership database in which they pull that from. We have different events that we connect, but also a big thing with the Women's Business Council is that we have events where we bring together where women and women-owned businesses can do business with each other. Because a lot of times you may be on this call and say, hey, you know what? I am a small payroll company. I never want to do business with DFW Airport. That's not what I want to do. I want to, I want to, make enough money to provide for my family, but I'm not trying to get into the corporate world. And that's perfectly fine. But the good thing on the flip side is there's a lot of women-owned businesses who need your payroll company, or need your bakery company. Or I was listening to all of the different products and services that you all have. And so it's good B2B, and it's a network of which, and Tracy can attest to this, of where women want to do business with women. They want to uplift each other. They want to help each other. Our whole motto is lift as you climb. So just kind of thinking about our membership structure as a whole. So our top industries that are representative, and I won't spend a lot of time because everybody gets bored on data and stats, but just so you kind of have a broad stroke about who is part of our membership. So we have women in construction, we have women in IT, manufacturing, all kinds of consulting, marketing, and as a whole, 39,745 employed at women-owned companies. So we track all this data to say, what is the impact that we are giving to the community? And then what is the economic impact for the revenue that women business owners bring in? And then also you may be thinking, hey, I'm a small, mom and pop, or maybe mom shop only. That is a majority of our women-owned businesses. If you look right here, less than 1 million, that's 45% of our WBEs is what we call them, that are in our network. So they are either startups, they've been in business a couple years, and they're just thinking, okay, what can I do? What group should I join? How do I leverage? How do I get my name out there? Because you can network yourself to death. I think we all know that, right? You can go to so many different things, but really wanting to put your time and resources into the right one, because you want the ROI. Your time is valuable. Like you said, someone said, I think, hey, I might have to step away to make some baked goods. Like, your time is valuable. We understand that. We're all working women, working moms. And so we want to make sure that when we're offering different events, that we're very cognizant of your time. So we offer different events even throughout the day. We have about 60 events throughout the year. But even throughout the day, we have morning, noon, and night events as well. But I wanted to give you just an example of our corporate members, because you may be saying, okay, you may have your eye on a certain corporation. And so we differ a little bit from chambers in that the corporations want to join our organization because of the vetting process that we do to say, hey, are you sure these folks are women-owned businesses? We rely on you and the third-party certifying agency from our national office in DC to ensure that, yes, we are hiring a woman-owned business. And so you'll see a lot more corporations from Austin all over the place. We have West Texas oil and gas folks. We kind of like the whole broad scope of, even though it's, we're headquartered here in Texas. All like we have Walmart that's up in Arkansas. So we're kind of all across the board with our different corporations, but they are also looking to do business with you all. They want to do business with you. And so we always like to show this and who is invested, because, another motto we have is like, support those who support you. So, we're going to make sure that, whether it's a payroll company that I'm hiring, whether it's my IT person, it's all women owned. So we believe, we should walk the walk, and a lot of our corporate partners believe the exact same thing, as us. And so here's kind of a broad scope of who all those corporate partners are. But when we think about like certification, so you've probably heard of a lot of different ones that are out there. So the one that represents who we are is the WBENC, what we call WBENC. It's the acronym Women's Business Enterprise National Council. So that is, if you ask yourself and you're on this webinar and you're like, I want to do business with X, Y, and Z. We kind of broke it out this way. If you want to do business with a corporation, that's the WBENC certification. And so that's the primary certification, but it's a one-stop shop here. If you do one, it's a click of the button, you can do all four. And we always tell people, especially with what's going on coming down from DC now, is to be sure to get your SBA as well. That's where everything is moving a lot toward it, and a lot of focus is on that. The good thing is we're already prepped, we're already primed, we're already ready, because we've been doing it this whole time. But there are some that they'll come in and they'll say, hey, I only want to do business with a corporation. And so we'll certify them through the WBENC certification, but literally it's a click of a button and one cost. It's one cost for all four of them. So it doesn't cost you any more time or money. So we always recommend that. Hub is if you want to do business in the state of Texas. So for you all, as I'm hearing, you're all across Texas. And so that would be one that you might be interested in getting, even if you don't want to do the corporation side, do the Hub certification. And then we talked about doing business with the federal government. So that's the SBA. That's what probably is going to be starting to be tracked a lot. So I would suggest doing that one regardless of anything. And then if you want to do business in Dallas County, so that may not apply to many of you. It's Dallas County or the airport. So if those are two entities that you are interested in doing business with, that's their specific certification. So I do want to pause though, because I know sometimes I'm a fast talker, even though I'm a born and raised Texas girl. I always like to pause and see if you have any questions up at this point so far.
Well, I
Don't
just
everybody
think
talk at once.
well, I was gonna say, I think this is could you tell them what Hub is, what it stands for?
Yes, it's historically underutilized businesses. And so it's a program that the state of Texas has out of Austin. So they have certifiers all throughout throughout Texas only. And we are one of the certifiers. And so that is the things that are coming out of Texas, that any kind of jobs. And so that is roads, a lot of roads. I think a lot of roads, a lot of construction, but not always. So I would encourage you all to just jump on, just Google Hub opportunities and see what pops up. Go to ChatGPT, and it can tell you like what are the top 10 opportunities that I would get from Hub, or just go on their website, because they're always showing different opportunities that are coming down the pike, and there is a lot of them. And so another thing I always tell people to do is getting certified is like step one. I always say, okay, that is like getting a gym membership, but then like never going to the gym. Like you got these certifications, they look really cute on your wall, but then you do nothing with them. So I always say, sign up to get all the emails, because that's where your opportunities are coming. That's where your RFPs are coming. Different bid opportunities. We have a bid center on our website. And so in some way it may feel like you're inundated with different emails, but what I always tell people is look through them. If there's not an opportunity for you, delete it. Or if you see an opportunity with maybe one of your fellow cohorts here, or a friend that like, hey, they would be good at this. I don't know how you heard about the TW Rural Grant, but somehow you heard about it, and it's a good opportunity, and you're learning and getting all these resources. So it's the same thing. There's so much opportunity in these 4 certifications that come down. So sign up for all of their emails to see what is coming down. Even if you don't get certified, just sign up and see what's out there. Obviously, they're going to want you to get certified through the process, but at least that way you can go in there and say, okay, this is what it's all about, or these are the top things that are coming down. That's a good question though, Tracy. Thank you.
Thanks. And TWU is one in most state agencies. So it is important because, and it helps us as well because we have to have so many women-owned businesses, or we have a hub number we need to reach. So it's very important, and it can be so beneficial to you guys too that do it. I mean, there's so many state agencies, there's some where you are, so it could be very beneficial to your business. And you get priority over some of the other vendors.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it seems like I get bid opportunities from Wichita Falls, up north, all the way to McAllen. I mean, they come through janitorial services I got from McAllen the other day. I can't remember what came out of, Wichita Falls, but I mean, there's always in all of the public entities, there's so many jobs to be had. It's kind of like this, you know, when I always ask who has heard about these certifications, I am surprised the number of people that have not heard about it, because there's so many opportunities to grow your business through these certifications, through all the opportunities that they push out there. And like Tracy said, let's say there's, you know, Lily submits this and Jessica submits this, and y'all are exactly the same, your bids are the same, but yet Jessica has a certification. They do sometimes like a point system. And so then Jessica would get an extra point because she is Hub certified or she is WeBank certified. So it's just something to think about, a good thing to have in your back pocket. So as you think of like, okay, where do I need to invest in my own business? You know, what dollars, what time, you know, I always think everything's an ROI. Where am I putting my time? So, and I'll skip ahead to it when we're talking about dollars, but the application is, to get all 4 certifications. It's one application process to get all 4. And if you're under $1 million in revenue, it's $350. So I don't know about y'all, but I spend that much in coffee in a couple months, but very, very affordable. And we try to make it low entry like that because we don't want to be a barrier to our own services or our own access. So, and that's kind of basically why we say get all of them at once. It's not going to cost you $1 extra. So, all right. And then the benefits of the certification. So we get the credibility and the recognition. So even if you want to do it now during the presentation, you can Google woman-owned logo. It'll pop up all over the place. Walmart's really big on it. So when you go into stores, you'll see woman-owned Frisbees I saw last week. It's on potato chips when you're flying in planes. So you can use that woman-owned logo, and it gives you that recognition that saying that you are accredited, that you are part of this organization, and that you're a credible business that values that diversification. And then, of course, we have educational opportunities galore, I would say. We have over 55 different events throughout the year. And so I feel like that's pretty much an event, I don't know, every couple days, it feels like. But we always want to, like I said, meet women business owners where they are. So whether you are busy in the morning and you can't come to a coffee with the council, but we also have realizing that you all are kind of out, you know, spread out everywhere and not necessarily in DFW. We do have our regional partner or regional organization gatherings as well. So for those who are in Arkansas that are not coming down to do coffee with the council on a Wednesday, we do regional reach outs as well that way. And then, of course, that visibility, being able to, I always recommend people placing it, and the more you get attuned to it, the more you'll start seeing it. So I say, for people to place it on your logo, place it on your business card, it brings that much more value. So when you're doing business with somebody else, they can say, oh, okay, corporations trust you. Oh, you've been validated. So using that visibility and that logo to your credit. And then just the different breakouts. I won't spend too much time on this because, again, like I know you all live pretty far away from where our actual headquarters are, but we do have capacity building events. We have 3 major events a year. So if you were to travel to the Women's Business Council for any reason at all, I would say the 2 events that make the most sense for you all are our Connections to Contracts event. That's where all of our corporations come and we do roundtables. And so that event is always in April, either the first or second week of April. And so that's where you get to come and meet the decision maker of Toyota, the supplier diversity person DFW Airport, all of those corporations you saw in there, we bring them together for a one-day procurement event, and it's called Connections to Contracts. So I would say that's a really good one, especially if corporations are where you're trying to get in with. If corporations are not, and it's the flip side, and you just want to meet a whole bunch of other women CEOs that are just like you, that are out there bootstrapping and trying to make it happen, or those who have been in the network for 30 years, who have scaled and grown and sold and all of that, we have all of those come to what we call harvesting partnerships. And so that happens in November. I believe it's November 12th. If you want to look on our calendar, I should have that available, but I apologize. It's a little bit out in advance, but that is the one where it's mainly all women-owned businesses coming together to share their resources, and not like a speed dating, but a round tables where you get to go around. And of course, we have plenty of networking before and after. It's a super welcoming group. So if you were to come in and you're like, hey, I know no one, I'm flying in for this event to hope to make some contacts, I guarantee you will not leave there without 15 to 20 business cards and 4 or 5 friends that are going to exchange numbers with you. The group is just, they want to help you succeed. You know, they are, as they're growing, or they've been there and done that, and they are looking to help mentor and outreach, or just, hey, have a business connection. That's what I love so much about this group. So those are kind of some of our programs that we have. And then some of the upcoming events that are a little more closer, Coffee with the Council, what now we're doing called Shared Grounds, because we're partnering with some other organizations here in Irving. And then we have monthly table topics. Those are also virtual. So every single month we have an educational opportunity. So if you all are wanting to log on and do the table topics, last month we talked about AI in business. Next month, we're talking about sales tax. So they're all very, very relevant to women business owners, things that you can walk away with, or tools that you can immediately implement in your business. So look out for those. We do those every single month. And then we are having a small business summit in September 17th in Fort Worth. So this is going to be our very first one. I do highly recommend, if you can make it, we're going to have Hub there. We're going to have SBA there. All of our community partners there, and PTAC, our local PTAC, talking about what is the next step you need to do. How do you need to elevate yourself as a business? We're going to have investors there. We're going to talk about how to market your company, of course, certification, access to capital. I mean, you name it. Anything when you think about from the startup business to somebody who's been in there 30 years, we want to make sure that this event has something for everybody. So as we all know, everything that's happening in DC and coming down with the small business, this is kind of our pivot to make sure that we are giving you all services that you need, and educational opportunities where you can really be prepared for what's coming next with the ecosystem. So we're excited about that one. So then I won't bore you with all of the stats, but if you are interested in the certification, you have to be at least 51% owned, operated, or controlled by a woman. And so have to be a US resident. You have to hold the highest office. So they're very stringent about this, and the criteria is set by our national office in Washington, DC. But it sounds like by listening to all you all run it. You are the operators. You're the CEOs, and you're the janitorial and everything all together. I think we all know about that. But that's just kind of our criteria. And then the process itself, applying online, it's getting your documents together. You already have them. You've already had all your formation documents. And then so once you gather them, so that's always the hardest part, I will say, for people, is the gathering of the documents. So I just say, go online, look at our list of documents you need, put them all in a folder. And then when you're ready to submit it, then you upload your documents. If you have any questions at all, though, please call our office. And the reason I say that is if there is something wrong in your operating agreement, sometimes that's what gets people a lot. And because it says something that it's not supposed to say, or it's not clear, it will be a denial, which we hate denying people off of a technicality, but we have to follow the national office standards. So we always say, upload your documents, call us, have us look through everything before you hit the submit button. Because once you hit the submit button, you can't undo it. And then if you get denied, you have to wait 6 months. And I hate that for WBEs, because there are so many good opportunities that could happen in those 6 months. Or you may be up for a contract and they need to see proof of a certification. So when in doubt, hit the pause button, don't submit, and then just call our office, and our certification team will be glad to take a look at them for you. They'd rather do that too, because it's just like it's like, I don't know, like maybe like a police officer writing a ticket. I feel like it's more work to deny someone, and we're not trying to be the gatekeepers here. We want you to get certified for sure. And then it's a yearly renewal. So we do a site visit once, it would be a virtual site visit. And so then we do that once every 3 years. Any questions on like the certification process itself, or corporations or anything like that I've spoke about? I get it. It's Tuesday at 6 o'clock. I completely understand. If you think of something later, we are very, very accessible. We're all over LinkedIn, we're over Facebook, email, of course, and you can email any of our teams. So we have a certification team, programs and events team, sponsorship, marketing, then the general email box. Most people just, their first questions always go to the certification at, so if they have any questions about what documents you need, they're also on our website. All of the documents you can find, there's videos on there. We try to make it as seamless as possible, because honestly, we're just here to help y'all succeed. And that's really what we are in the game for, is connecting y'all to different opportunities to grow your business, to scale your business, to do what we can to help you be successful, to be positioned. Today, this morning, I was at a meeting with Jackson Walker, the attorneys, and thinking about doing a presentation with them for our women business owners, because, you start a business and then sometimes you don't look at your agreements and your paperwork correctly. That's one way they can be helpful. But then on the flip side, like, do you have an attorney on retainer? Are you protected? Do you know all of the laws, employment, things of that nature that come up, right, in small businesses? So we're always thinking of who to partner with to make sure that a woman's business is protected as best as it can. So that is pretty much it in a nutshell. I mean, I could talk for days and days and days, but y'all would fall asleep on me. But is there any questions, maybe things that you're thinking of?
Can you locate your, if you're certified, as you talk about the benefits and the recognition, can you post it, if you have a website, that logo, so people would recognize that in your website?
The woman-owned logo? Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. You can post this one, but we are, like I said, we're a regional, so we cover the Southwest. So I always recommend, once you get certified, use the woman-owned certification.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's a lot more recognizable, because Walmart took it on, and then they put it on all of their products that go on their shelves. So you'll start seeing it after the fact. But yes, absolutely. This one right here is what you're talking about. Yeah. So that's what the more you start looking at it, the more you look and the more you see. So in gas stations, I've seen it, just different. A lot of times it's the product facing, but that's for those who are service based, that's when you put it on your LinkedIn, you put it on your business card, your website, because you don't have a cookie to show someone per se, right? But yeah, you're welcome to use this as long as you are certified through WeMake. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good question.
Thanks.
So I just want to put out, if there's not a question here, why did we want them here? Bliss here, it's because you guys are in an advanced stage in your business. You're past the first couple of years when most businesses fail. Many times entrepreneurs don't know where to go next or how they can grow their business. So this is a great way you can grow your business. Bliss, I know you talked about it a little, but I mean, even here, somebody selling sourdough bread, somebody, that you may not think your business, there would be a need for it, but there is, and it's a way to grow your business. And so that's why we always have them come here, because it's been beneficial. And again, we work for a state agency, so you get preference if you're looking for something at TWU or any other university or school. What are some of the other odd or different type things people don't think you would use for government contracting?
Oh my gosh. I mean, the list goes on. When you were talking about the artesian bread, and then I started thinking there was someone who made like handmade poured soaps from their house. It started in I think, kitchen, then it moved to the garage, and then they took that and they got a deal with Hilton. So then now they're the packaged soaps that kind of in their higher end boutiques. So they received a contract through, she just thought, I mean, I think she was out of McKinney. She was just going to be making soaps. And so she had applied for one of our scholarships because we also give scholarships. It's called the Lily Knox Scholarship. And so she applied to win funding to buy a machine that would cut the soaps faster so she could produce and make more. So then one of our corporates saw her at one of the events when she won that, and ended up getting it was Marriott, not Hilton, but I think now they are one of their own. So there's that. There's a little boutique women-owned hotel that is kind of like South Texas, and so now she is doing a lot of corporate retreats, and so that's where, of course, when a corporation can say, hey, we can go to a Hilton, but we can count every dollar a spend if we do our corporate retreat at her hotel. So that's someone who owns a hotel. Definitely baked goods. I saw someone just the other day pitching. It was a brownies. This is the second one I've seen though, to Southwest Airlines. So fingers crossed on that one. But thinking about all of the different businesses. Okay, so Laurel. We met with DoorDash the other day, and the reason we were able to connect with DoorDash is because one of their florists is a WBE of ours. Well, apparently now, this is breaking news, DoorDash is getting into things other than food, and so now flower delivery. So I think there was somebody who did that on here. Is that the one from Nacona? Is that Floral? Did I make that up? Maybe. But anyway, those are just examples. So you think like, oh, a major corporation, oh, they're just up, in DFW in a big building. There are so many different kind of out of the box, unique things that corporations need and use all the time. Wellness. If you are, sometimes, clinical counselors are like, how would I do something with corporations? They have a lot to spend in their wellness packages and doing something different. So I've seen that. And the list really goes on and on, from, like I said, from healthcare to there was another one that they received another Lily Knox grant winner. She wanted one of the asphalt machines. I don't know what they're called. Sorry. And so she got an asphalt machine and then ended up getting a contract with NTTA. So that's the North Texas Toll Road Authority here. So there's just so many different things that you don't really think about that could become really, really big things. And another thing we always like to encourage our women-owned businesses to do is go into business together, not business together, but like partner together on a bid. So sometimes, DFW Airport or whomever requires, a hefty amount of insurance. And so sometimes they like to see if you're small or too small for them, they like you to not go into business with, but partner with another woman-owned business. And that way it's more robust. Your insurance is double, your manpower is double. And so then they are more likely to choose someone where they know that, okay, they have enough strength and power to get XYZ done. So that's something we always encourage our women business owners to do. So that's part of that networking, right? Think about people in that way. As you think about who your network is, who is there a business opportunity there? There very well may be. There may be someone in this cohort that starts out as a stranger on a Zoom box, that you could see a potential business opportunity with to go in. A lot of times they like to see that. Number one, it's a success story, but number two is the liability and the insurance and all the things that go along with it, the business side of things. But for them too, it's a great story to tell, and who doesn't love a good success story? So, yeah.
Thank you. Jenna, do you have any certifications? I know you said you were working with TxDOT.
There we go. Sorry, I'm on two different screens.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. We are DBE and Hub certified for state. We haven't gotten the Hub Zone federal yet. I'm working on that, but Hub and DBE right now.
I wondered that because we had just had a construction and manufacturing summit last Wednesday, and TxDOT was there, walking people through like their portal and how to do business with them. It's a good one.
Okay, great. I just thought I'd check with her because I'm like, I wonder if they have some already, some certifications.
Yeah.
And I do want to add, they can come to your events without being a member, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If y'all are, I mean, go to our website. We have events all the time. If you happen to be in town, please come by. You do not have to be a member to come to our events. And that way you can see what it's all about. And it's not just me trying to, like Tracy knows, I'm no salesperson. Like we want to help you out, but like let our members tell you how it has changed their business and help their business grow. So they are the best advocates for us. And I've had the pleasure to do some of these presentations for Tracy, not for the rural grants, but for other women that go through their program, which, by the way, phenomenal program. But getting to see their success stories and see where they go and where they, climb through that. And so I'm very excited to meet all y'all. I'm a country girl myself, if you couldn't tell off my accent. So when she told me it was a group of rural women, I was like, those are my people. All right. So I live up by Nacona. So I live in Valley View. So it's about 20 minutes from the Texas-Oklahoma border. So, but I work down here in Irving, get the city money and then go back to the country with my horses. So
There
but
you go.
yeah, please feel free to come by, email us, log into Facebook or link. We're really big on LinkedIn because that's obviously where a lot of our customers are as the business. So if you're on LinkedIn, start following us. You can kind of just see what we post about, what events we have going on, kind of like spy on us and see what we're doing to see, the breadth and the reach of the different organizations that we partner with and the things that we do. So I'd love to see y'all at any upcoming events. Let me know if you are in town and it is last minute. Just come on by and just say, hey, Bliss did a presentation, did the rural thing. And I'm like, come on, let them in. Let's go. So you can see what we're about.
Sorry, my computer just disconnected and went off, so I have to come back. I apologize. So good thing I'm gonna be able to see a recorder, right? So that's what happened.
That was my best part.
Oh my God. Good thing I'm gonna see it in recording. Thank you.
I
Thank
think this is just a bad Zoom night in general for some reason.
you.
Well, Bliss, we thank you so much for being here. It's always good information. We appreciate you and all that you do.
Yes, likewise to y'all. Thank y'all so much. If you have any questions, just reach out. We're here.
All right,
All right.
thanks.
Thank you, Tracy. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Miss.
All right, ladies, if you just had any questions about the grant or anything still, what you need to do, ask away.
So my Zoom died at the beginning of this and you were talking about the funding
Uh-huh.
and when we
Oh,
could not
okay.
expect it, and I didn't get to hear any of that part. So
So everything, 9 of you has been submitted for everyone who's done all their paperwork because we can't do anything till all that paperwork is complete. So it started the process for funding. It could take, the state legally has 30 days from when they get it, but they're usually very good with us and the grant winners because we let them know ahead. Hey, we've got these coming. Let's try to get them out as quick as we can. So it could be 4 weeks. I mean, it could be quicker. I just said I could never tell you how long it's going to be because once it's out of our hands, there are multiple signatures. And if it's over $5,000, it needs 2 more signatures. Last year, someone was on vacation. But that person was here. I saw them today. So, but I mean, we don't always know exactly when it's coming out. But as it's getting closer, if I hear they're starting to go out, I can let you know.
Tracy, I have a question.
Yeah.
So you said nobody has been submitted. Is that true? Because I did some work with my agent in town already. So am I missing something, or it's nothing to do with that? Even if I had already accomplished some of those submissions, it doesn't have to do with me missing anything, right? Because when I checked with her last time, she's like, we got everything we need. We're gonna start the cash flow, la la la. But from my part, if I'm needing something else to submit, let me know. Otherwise, it's just like a matter of just waiting, right, for the submission time, even if I already accomplished some of the paperwork.
Right. So
Okay.
what we prefer, and especially when they're coming in, give us everything at once. Because if you submit something now and then something later, and
Yeah.
then we have 10 emails, messages
Uh-huh.
in between, we may not see it.
Okay.
So we like it all to come at once. And now we've said this before, and I'll say it again. When you're sending these in, attach your receipts in submittable. Somebody from another grant today had Google Docs, and we can't accept that. And first of all, it was all in a Google Doc. And guess what? I needed permission to look at it. That's one of the reasons we don't do it. But as a state agency, if they ever audit us, we have to have the attachments. If it was in your Google Drive and this is over, you might just delete that file and then we would never have it. So everything you will submit will be inside the grant software. That's where we communicate in there. So you want to make sure that you're checking in there for updates and everything. Although there won't be a whole lot more, but your list is there. Now, and I'm really saying, just do your work now and be done with it. There's some
Please.
that are trying to do their work that's due on the 31st. And they've had, I don't know how long. It's much easier to do it now. You don't have the money yet. You can start working on these things, get those 3 hours of advising in. They can help you with your 3-year cash flow, showing how 10,000 is going to help your business. It's just easier to do it now, and then we aren't tracking you down later. Especially with you guys, you're getting all the money at once. The other ones, they have to turn in certain things to get the second half of the grant. So if you can really get busy, I saw several of those names that you registered for business advising already. And again, it doesn't have to be with us. Some of you may be already using Sul Ross, which is great. Or if you have an advisor in your area, SBDC, SCORE, any of those, you're fine to use those as well.
Tracy, I
Thank you.
wanted to ask that as well. I met with the advisor, with an SBA advisor, I want to say like 2 days before they sent an email that I got the award. Do I have to meet again? And we met for about 3, 4 hours. It was my first time going to that office, to our local office here. But it was just that if I have to meet again, I can do it. I was just gonna ask.
Yeah, it should be after you were awarded,
Okay.
because I mean, you could work with this person just to help you do your cash flow even.
Okay, so I just
Yeah.
emailed her to tell her that I need help with the cash
Yeah.
flow if we could meet again.
Yeah. And it could be anything else for 3 hours, that you
Okay,
talk about. When you're in business, we always need something.
yes, it was a long meeting, because I didn't know about that SBA office, that can help us with applications and all that for businesses, the small businesses. So it was very productive. So yes, it was just that I wanted to know.
Yeah. Yeah. It has to be after the date you were awarded that
Okay,
those start.
Tracy, sorry, after we had a meeting last time, I called the advisor, had an appointment, and she
Uh-huh.
mentioned that we had already had 3 hours of advising.
Okay.
I don't know, whatever she will suit me, but I was looking at the check boxes and she says we did this already for 3 hours, so I don't know.
Okay. Since the grant was announced.
No, that's after the meeting, the grant was out and I got the email saying I was awarded. Then we had a meeting, the Zoom meeting last Tuesday. So
Okay.
I called her the next day to go meet with her and say,
Oh, okay.
we need to do that. And maybe I misunderstood what she said, but apparently she said we had already done advising. Maybe I'm wrong. I could double
Well,
check.
you need to do it after the grant, not
After the grant.
not before the grant. So you
Yeah.
may have had 3 hours for something else, and that could have
Okay.
even been the 3 hours that they helped
Uh-huh.
you with your grant application. We need it after you've been awarded. So again, how is
Yes.
this money going to change your business?
Okay.
Well, I know you've got a lot of things because I saw all those receipts in your application, or all those quotes in your application.
Yes, yeah, sorry. Yes. No, I'll
Yeah.
do it. Thank you so much.
And some of you are going to have cash flow projections that are relatively easy because you may only have one product. And so your inventory is somewhat limited or your services. some of you are going to have much more complex cash flow statements because you're going to have more products that you have expenses for, is what I mean. And you're going to have more revenue sources. You may have multiple sources of revenue that you're going to highlight on your cash flow statement. So that's why we recommend you work with your advisor, because they will really be able to sort of guide you through that, particularly if that's something that either you've never really done yourself, or maybe you've had your accountant do for you and you're not as familiar with it. They've done it. And that's great that if you do have an accountant or somebody that helps you with it, but you also should know about it. And today I was working with one of our other grant winners. And one of the things that we were able to clearly see when we created that 3-year projection was what should be their sales target every month in order for them to be able to generate enough cash to cover expenses. And that is something that as a small business owner, we all need to have a clear understanding. What is it that my sales target should be each month to very least break even? Let alone what is it that I want to achieve in terms of profit? But that 3-year projection helps you see that, and helps you also see how is it that the grant that you've gotten is going to help you with your future growth or your continued growth.
Because 10,000 should be a good boost for a lot, or get a lot of things accomplished. So that hopefully, and the goal is to help create economic impact in Texas. So as that helps us too, as we're looking at our goals as well, how much that's going to improve the businesses that are out there.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. All right. Anybody else have a question? All right. So later this week, we will put up the video for the 3rd week. And with that, we'll just have a takeaway that you will send in for that. We'll put all of that in your box along with the video from last week. Everything that we need, we'll put back in there. If at any time you have questions, just email us through that, through Submittable with messages.
This is our last meeting on Zoom face-to-face like this? Is this our last meeting?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, well, thank you for everything, Tracy.
Oh, well, you're welcome. So I hope sometime to visit some of these areas and get out there and meet y'all in person. So, but
Sure.
we're
Come on to
always
Jacksonville.
Huh?
Come on to Jacksonville. I'll take you to some of our good places to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to Jacksonville a few times, and I've spoken in Palestine a few times as well. So I've been right in your neighborhood. So I will come out that way. But please feel free to join in anything. We have a sales training later in what is it, on the 7th, August 7th. It's
On the
an
7th, yeah.
evening workshop about sales training. If you're interested in that, it's free. I think most of you did sign up for our email list, so we'll make sure that you get our emails as well.
Are they gonna record that? Because I have a mammogram out of town in August 7th. Are they gonna, is it gonna be recorded just to get in there and see what happened with that?
I'm trying to think if they did we
They
get
gave us
permission?
permission. Yeah, they
Okay.
gave us
Yes,
permission
there
to
will be a
record it.
recording. Sometimes when we do our longer ones, like 2 or 3 hours, when it's their proprietary information, we only give it to those who attended. But he said we could share that.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. You bet. All right. Well, if there's no more
And join us for
questions-
Women Rise. That would
Oh,
be August 12th.
We'll drop those links in
That's
there. of
our
what's coming up.
monthly.
Yeah, we'll drop those links
Yeah.
in. We'll just send you a big message in there with all this information.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, we'll go out and be successful. That's what we
Thank
want.
you.
Grow those businesses.
Yes.
Yes.
But we're available.
Good luck to
anytime
you,
if you want to
Kelly.
reach
Thank you so much.
out.
I
hope
actually
you
have
get
been
some
filling
sleep.
kolaches while I'm watching, so.
There you go.
Thank you, ladies. Great meeting you all.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a great day. Bye.
Lily, do you want to stay on just a second? Okay.
I'm gonna stop the recording, Tracy.
Yes, thank you.